Darren, Manager of the Month.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. It's an award, always, I've had it before, and it always goes to everyone. I know it's obviously the Manager of the Month, but it goes to the staff, the players, and everyone involved, because it's obviously a joint effort.
Shows you hitting form though, doesn't it? The key point in the season.
Yeah, it does. I think we knew April. Generally March is the one I look at, but it was quite a disappointing March. But April we've kicked on, and we needed to, because Swindon were breathing down our necks a little bit. But I think we've been consistent. 4 home wins and a bounce, which has been really key. A defeat to Wolves, which is no terrible thing, and a defeat to Bradford with 10 men. We should have probably got something. So I've been pleased with the form. I've been pleased with the confidence and belief that the players have shown.
You are a superstitious man though, and people do talk of a curse around this award. Are you taking any notice of that?
Well, generally it's the game after you've been given it, so thankfully the Portfield game, although we obviously want to win it, is not as important as the one the week after. So if there's going to be a jinx, I'd rather be that one.
Are we going to see Danny Swanson this weekend, do you think, Darren?
Yes, he'll be on the bench. He will come on probably either at half time or after an hour. He'll definitely get 30 minutes.
Which will be a big boost for you going into the playoffs, of course.
Yeah, he just needs to get back to the match sharpness. Of course, he's done a lot of fitness work while he's been off, but there's nothing like the match sharpness, and it's important he gets up to the level he was at when he got injured, because, as everyone's aware, he was flying at the time.
I guess it's a bit of a difficult balance, isn't it, this weekend? Because I'm sure you're tempted to tinker with your side. Equally, you want to make sure you finish on the right note and make it 5 home wins at the end of the campaign.
Yeah, I think the lads know the team. There is a lot of changes, but I still think it's a team capable of winning. And of course, we want to finish with that momentum. We want to finish, I think, 6 wins out of 8, and 5 wins at home. Absolutely, but we know the most important games are won the week after, and I think it would be wrong for me to risk certain individuals that I think that they're going to be in the team for the following week. So I've made sure I've taken care of that.
Could we see some of the young lads involved, the likes of Conlon, I'm thinking, maybe Jermaine Anderson back in?
Jermaine will play, Ricardo Santos possibly will play, Conlon will definitely be in the 18. So, as I said, the players are aware, we worked on it today, just going to prepare as we normally do.
I know Santos has travelled with you a bit, hasn't he, recently? Have you just been sort of getting him to know what it's like to be with the first team squad, that match day experience, that kind of thing?
I think we have, and you won't miss him when you see him. He's some size of boy, and he gallops for fun. So I think he's done quite well, and I think it's a good opportunity to get him in and test him, you know. And everyone around the place has been quite impressed by him, you know. And he's only a young boy, but fantastic pace, great recovery pace. Once you think you beat him, he gets back at you, and that's with everyone. I mean, we got some quick players, and he doesn't get beat 1v1s. He's good at it, so there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, sounds like an exciting prospect. Good find.
Yeah, it is a good find, and generally he plays centre half. I may play him because of the team. I want to play it right back first half on Saturday, and then we'll look to maybe move him in one. But he can play in either position. But he's a good find. He is a good find.
I know you've talked about Mendes Lang as being a real impact player, but do you feel it's worth having a look at him from the start as well, because he's come back into things recently, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's in my thinking very much so, starting the game. Because I've still got to get that penetration and threat. There's 1 or 2 obviously I'll be resting, but I think Mendes can open teams up, and I think also it's important that he perhaps, if we can, get him 90 minutes under his belt, because he could be, you know, key. And I've not made my mind up completely about my playoff team, far from it. And whoever starts on Saturday's got a real chance of impressing and trying to get in the team.
Is Kane Ferdinand back in the building now?
Yes.
After his loan spell?
Kane's back. He came back on Monday from his loan spell at Luton.
Would you have a look at Kane, or what's the thinking there?
I think I've got enough bodies in that position, but I'd be foolish to say he's not going to feature. You don't know what's going to happen, Nick. So he's back in the building. He's training with the first team squad.
Port Vale, a team who, well, their playoff charge has kind of fizzled out, hasn't it, in recent weeks? But would you say they've had a pretty good season? I mean, they came up, and for a long time they challenged, didn't they, that top 6?
Yeah, strange to me that apparently a lot of people are not happy with their season. I think they've had a great season. I think Mickey's done a magnificent job there. I think they've been in the top 10 for a long, long time. And I don't know what their aspirations are, but I think if you look at the league in the top 6, I think it would have taken some going to get in that top 6. I really do. the top 6 doesn't surprise me. So I think they've had a good season.
Yeah, good experienced manager, and they're tough to play against. They showed that back in October.
Yeah, they matched us up that day. We played a diamond and it was a tough old game. We didn't play well. We got the win. Ty scored late on, and it was just a period where although we weren't playing well, we just seemed to be winning games. And of course, Saturday's an important game. We want to win it. That's what we're in the game for. And like you say, we want to make sure if we can, we get that 5th win in the bounce.
I think they're missing Pope, aren't they? He's got an ankle injury, which is a big miss for him because he provides plenty of goals.
He does, and he's a physical player as well. He's strong, holds it up well, but he's probably going to be missing, yeah.
How nice is it to have already secured the playoffs going into this weekend? I know you said you like games with an edge to them, but equally you've had a lot of time now to have a look at your prospective opponents, have a think about how you'd approach it. Is that nice to be able to have that already done and dusted?
I think it's nice. I think the timing of it was perfect for me. I think we took it right to the edge, but I did want one game at least spare in terms of managing to get a bit of freshness and also preparing, as I've done this week, for whoever we play. Obviously we'll find out at 5 o'clock on Saturday, but we've done all our preparation for whoever it is, and I think we will be ready for them. But it also gives me a chance to bed 1 or 2 youngsters, have a good look at them. But even last week at Shrewsbury, we knew it was a game and we spoke about it at length. We had to win, so I think it's kept us on our toes and mentally as well. But now is the time to freshen it up and then go again.
Had a development game this week, didn't you? And had a look at young Jordan Stewart over from Ireland, I think. Did he impress?
He did fine. He was the only day I could really get the game in, which wasn't great for him because he played Saturday for 70 minutes when he wasn't really meant to. Flew Sunday and he was fatigued a little bit on Monday. Didn't help. We weren't great in the first half. It's not a trial as such, but he's over for a week. He wants to impress, and you need your help with your teammates. And they didn't really help him first half. Second half a lot better, but by that time he was getting tired physically. So he's trained really well today. There's something there. He's got something, the boy, and it's something that I'll speak to the chairman about, but we may take further.
Yeah, what's the situation? Is it just having another look and then going to the club and kind of talking terms, that kind of thing? Yeah,
it's coming over, have a look. We'll have a look at you, but we obviously know a lot about him. Get that sort of relationship going and then take it from there, really.
Yeah, because you have got some good scouting networks, haven't you, in that part of the world?
Yeah, chap Jim Warren does a hell of a lot of work for us in Ireland. He's got us a lot of players and a lot of contacts, which is important.
Yeah. You said to me last week how much you enjoy this stage of the season, although I think everyone would have wanted the season to be ending with you going up automatically. It's quite tantalising still, isn't it, knowing you've got one more game to get out of the way and then suddenly it's that playoff feeling again.
Yeah, going back to the playoffs last time, it was slightly different where perhaps the expectation, well, there certainly wasn't the expectation of us from a lot of people to go straight up. So it was a sort of bonus getting in the playoffs, whereas this time it's slightly the other way around. But I think it's not just creeped upon us. I think for a long time now, a lot of people have known, everyone's known that we're not going to get in that top 2. So the push was to get in the playoffs. We've done that, and now obviously we're experienced in them. They're tough. Whoever the opposition, 3 good teams, will be tough games. I'm generally quite pleased. The first game's at home, I've got to be honest. I think if you look at the 2 Champions League semi-finals, both the teams that went through played at home first, and I think that's an advantage. Yeah.
How are you looking in terms of injuries this weekend? With Swanson back, does that make you fully fit?
Connor Washington's not going to be ready for Saturday. He would have been if it was next week. There's no risk. I'm not taking a risk when he took a hell of a kick to the thigh when he scored his second goal, and he's got a lot of bruising on it. So we'll just leave him this weekend. Yeah,
Brisley comes back in, doesn't he, after suspension?
Sean's back, so just Connor, and that's it, I think.